The two older pigs snorted some instructions to the little ones, who then obediently ran away, somewhat giggling. Becky and Jono, that is what they answered to. 1 second, I just need to change that. Becky and Jono, that is what they answered to, both ran full speed. Well, more like swam full speed directly at Serbanan and rammed him from both sides.
Aww.
He let out a little breath as the air was knocked out of him. He then burst into laughter and attempted to ride Becky.
Aww.
Jono, never witnessing something like this in his life, realized he had two key responses: watch and see what happens next, or charge the intruder. Before deciding which action to take, he looked over at the piglets and the other humans standing around the fence. Seeing their faces in both what he understood to be shock and amusement, he decided to join them. He backed up to the little ones, keeping his eye on the scene, and let out some snorting chuckles. Becky was not going to have any of this. Firstly, he didn't ask permission. Secondly, he did not offer any form of payment or treats. So, as Serbanan leaped into the air, Becky ducked and watched him pass over and land against the side bank of mud pit. He then did what none of them expected. He continued to laugh and roll himself in the mess, feeling free and childlike. Chef Kevin also never witnessed anything like this either. He watched in amazement and got out his phone to video the experience. No one would believe him otherwise.
Oh, by the way, I have something to tell you about Chef Kevin. I changed his name slightly.
To?
Chef Kev.
Okay.
Yeah, see, it sounds good. Chef Kev.
Chef Kev also never witnessed something like this either.
Wait, I'm so happy you like it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the first times you didn't go, no.
Okay, that's good. You're happy that I'm...
It sounds good to you.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah, I am happy. You've learned.
Chef Kev also never witnessed something like this either. He watched in amazement and got out his phone to video the experience. No one would believe him otherwise. What is this stuff? Serbanan asked as he enjoyed the coolness on his body. Mud, Arthur piped in. It's a wet, soft, earthy matter. Normally it's a bit gritty and crumbly and moist and sticky in some spots. And stinky, yes, definitely stinky, Orville continued.
Wait, that is definitely not Orville's voice.
Well,
Nope, sorry. You have to do that one again.
It's stinky, yes, definitely stinky.
It kind of sounds the same. Try a little higher.
As high as I go. Yeah, the Orville is your character, so you'll have to do him when it's your turn and your Orville
I've actually
voice.
never ever practiced Orville.
Oh, you'll have to.
Okay, take it away.
So, Orville continued.
Can you do that line again?
And stinky, yes, definitely stinky, Orville continued. And one more thing, Chef Kev added. It's not just mud. Oh, they all seemed to say in unison, followed by a deeper, more knowing, oh. With that image floating in their collective minds, Serbanan decided that maybe it was best for him to get out and get cleaned off. With sportsman efficiency, he jumped out of the pit right over the wood fence enclosure to land knee first on the grass, which was somewhat soft. Unknown to any of them, the video went viral on some obscure network called Accountable You and became a #1 hit. Over 820 million views, followed by thousands of videos imitating the scene. Serbanan was directed over to the outdoor shower and some fresh clothes that Chef Kev had on hand. The rest of them enjoyed a glass of structured water to re-energize, recharge, and revitalize. What's structured water? Well, the most powerful liquid that creatures of planet Earth can consume. As water travels through the Earth and comes into contact with various natural bodies, such as rocks and waterfalls, it becomes symmetrically structured in a sturdy and elaborate geometric shape. This reduces the surface tension, neutralizing toxins, increasing its hydration power, and most importantly, the memory held within the water is wiped clean. Since water is life's primary element and has a connection to everything on Earth, living or non-living, structured water creates greater flow of energy as it connects with the internal body too. That needs to be in italics.
That was a lot of information.
It was. The whole experience reminded him of another adventure that he had with his childhood friends that also involved water. It was another ridiculous adventure with Bernard and Dantow. You see, they had contemplated for years of ways of finding a secret doorway or passage to another reality, maybe another dimension. But before that memory truly claimed Serbanan's attention, a memory of Jim's popped into his head. Normally, that would be really weird to experience someone else's memory. Would be kind of like watching a movie. However, since this one felt real, it was the story of Jim also trying to find a way into the magical land of Narnia, and he thought he found it. So once, while escaping the boredom of class, Jim wandered around school aimlessly and found what appeared to be a secret passage.
The boredom, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once, while escaping the boredom of class, Jim wandered around school aimlessly and found what appeared to be a secret passage in the wall of the library. Well, he did have to move a few tables, racks of books, and a carefully placed painting. He also played a round of what he and his friend Jim, yeah, that is another story for yet another time, were chair wrestling. What is chair wrestling? Well, that's when you pretend a few wooden chairs are wrestlers and place them on a big long table. Make sure it's sturdy, Jim and Jim learned that after several painful lessons. Then you get up on the table, standing as tall as you can, and fight the chairs. We did this. We would book out the room at the back of the library that actually had a glass wall so people would see what we were doing. And we'd go on the table and we'd set up the chairs and we would chair wrestle.
But you were standing on the ground.
No, we were standing on the table.
You stood on the tables
holding the chairs.
and tried to get each other off with the chairs?
I don't even know what we were trying to do. But Jack
Just
typically would
like
try
crowd.
to pile drive something in some weird way.
While holding the chair.
Yeah. And sometimes the chairs would get thrown across the room. So there would be noise and then people would look and then
would get
in trouble.
detention.
So anyway.
It sounds like you were a remarkable child.